don't know what you think you're going to get away with, because you're not going out. Yeah, you're in here for now. All right. Good morning, everybody. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning because of cats. So we're about an hour early for the stream. It's 3:15 in the morning. We're going to get a few hours in this morning. I'm going to see if I can't finish off this starter island as part of the new player experience before I take a nap and get ready for Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which launches in about 7 hours. We had a little bit of fun last night. I haven't played this game in years. Someone was saying yesterday that it looks like it's the season of Bethesda for my channel. I was like, you're not wrong. We're playing Starfield. We're going to be playing Watchtower. We're going to be doing the Fallout 76 deep dive. Are we also going to be doing an Elder Scrolls Online deep dive for the holidays? Looks like we might be.
Make sure you check the hull for holes.
I know what I'm doing.
Alright, this is where we left off yesterday. We have one quest. Investigate the Temple of the Morning Springs, which is all the way over there. Okay. Oh, we have... Uh-oh, that's really cool looking. Is it a gemstone I can steal? No.
Halt! Come no closer.
Oh, side
All my
quest?
effort for nothing. Is this my doom, then? To haunt this island, warning others of a danger I could not defeat? What miserable non-existence.
It might be. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. What do you mean?
I paid the ultimate price for my hubris. 3 books, each with the same curse. I thought myself strong enough to destroy them. But they are a trap for the weak-minded.
What are you doing? Do you need to show everybody that you're on my desk? Are you supposed to be on my desk? That's my coffee. Are you supposed to be up here? No, you're not supposed to be up here. Go back to the bed. You're supposed to be going to your bed and going to sleep. Good girl. She's had the zoomies for like the past 20 minutes in here. I've had to keep an eye on her. She's finally calmed me down, so. Alright, I can only hear you, lady.
How is this possible? If you are immune to their call, Perhaps you could bring them to the shrine. You could finish what I did not. I know I ask much, but the books carry knowledge that is not for this world. They must be destroyed. The curse upon each tome is designed to feed souls to oblivion. But if you are able to resist their pull, you can collect the tomes and bring them to the shrine for their destruction.
Where is the shrine?
On the shores of Canarthi's Roost, beyond the town of Mistral. It is lit by an ever-burning flame. Should you collect all the tomes, bring them to the shrine without delay. No matter how strong you believe you are, I fear the tomes are stronger.
You've received mail. Just, you've got mail. Oh, that makes me laugh. Yeah, voice chat. Can I make sure that I always turn this off? Alright, it's off now. It's cool. You've got mail. Oh, somebody sent me 50,000 gold as a way of saying thanks. Welcome back to the community. Here's something to get you started. Safe travels in Tamriel from Toggle Recap. Well, thank you, Toggle Recap. That is a badass welcome gift. I really appreciate that. By the way, that we were talking about a few days ago in stream. We were talking about streamer privilege. That is an example. But I think that's also just even before I was streaming, there were people who would be really helpful to new players in the community. Like back in EverQuest, you'd be hanging out and you start a new character at the newbie lift in Kelethin, and people would give you a new sword, give you a nice sword or a nice shield and 5,000 gold or something. But thank you for that recap. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cool beans, man. I need to. How do I reply? Options? Reply. And then... Man, I wonder if I should get a keyboard for my PlayStation. That would make stuff like this so much easier. And then... send. Oh, I needed to check to see if there was buffs. What's up, Heinrich? Character sheet. No active effects. Okay, so I should be able to use... I think I had some supplies. Right here, here we go. This is... Yeah, we can use that. And also use the food. And now when I go down to character, it should show me buffs, right? There we go. Yep, heroes return increased experience, increase all primary stats. Perfect. Okay, now I need to go to the journal. Thanks, Heinrich. Yeah, I haven't played in years either, man. Like it's been a while. All right. These books are all over. Let's just go get this one first. The only weird thing about this is that all the other Bethesda games use the Y button to jump,
I think that's the last of them.
and this uses X, so it feels a little weird.
They sure do stink.
Well, thanks, Heinrich. I appreciate the kind words. And the support. You know, it's I have been waiting so like I have people who have supported me like Liam as an example, Hemvar.
Believe her lies.
Hang on, I need to pay attention here for a second. Liam from Liam's Lyceum. Him and his brother like bought T-shirts from me back in like 2014, and it's been really cool to like see his channel grow. So like the first chance I got, like his very first book that he published, I immediately went and bought. Was like, dude, you've given me so much support over the years. Like, I like to give it back when I can. I've been waiting for Bubbalonia to get all his like channels monetized and stuff for YouTube and Twitch, because as soon as I get the opportunity, it's like I want to be able to, you know, support and you know, I think it's when you find content creators who you appreciate and resonate with. I think that that's, you know, we're living in an interesting time where the creator economy, you can give money to Netflix or you can give money to someone who you know what I mean? Like, you know, the money is going to directly support and or help out in some way the content creator that you enjoy the most. As opposed to Netflix, you're giving it to a corporation where some random CEO who's never gonna, you're never gonna meet that person. They're never gonna know who you are, and they're making a $50 million a year salary, you know. But I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Harder than expected. Let's see if it was worth it.
Let me see if I can dig up the link to his book.
Now you die.
Shit, I may need to. Well, before I do that.
Not now, not ever.
Oh, that was just a dream. Ah, Triprom. I never should have started an MMO again. I spent 2 hours playing guitar in New World of Tournament yesterday, made over 100 in tips. That's awesome. Let me find Liam's book. Dreamer Awake. There's a link to his book. What's up, Luke? Appreciate it. It's not my first time. No, not my first time in ESO. By the way, I'm gonna drop a link in TikTok chat and on Kick as well. Link is out in Twitch and YouTube. Anyway, that's the link to Liam's book. That's a good example of. I remember when Patreon first went live, Heinrich. Like, it's got to be like 10 years ago. I think Patreon was the first time, because, you know, YouTube was great and everything else because people could have their channels, but Patreon was, I feel like Patreon was the first time, like, creators could directly have a place where their community could come together to foster exactly what they were working on. You know, it's, oh, there's another side quest. Oh my god, so many quests.
All this wasted.
And it really sort of helped
creatures
bring
getting
about
to
the
everything.
rise of content creators, you know, and you know, the creator economy, where we can bypass, you know, I love Netflix and Hulu and all those things, and my Xbox Game Pass subscription and my PS Plus Premium and all that stuff, but supporting creators directly. You know what I have here on my phone? On TikTok, there are like most of the accounts I follow on TikTok are not gaming accounts, even though I am a gaming creator. Most of the accounts I follow on TikTok are people who are doing really creative things in creative spaces. And so, like, there was a lady I followed today who does pottery. I'm going to pull this up really quick. Yeah, so there's this lady I found today, Hannah B. Pottery. And she does all of these really cool mugs and things, right? Hannah B. Pottery. And they're like this one is like a Baldur's Gate 3. It's when you licked a dead spider. You licked it. Gale disapproves. So she does all these like Baldur's Gate 3 quotes and stuff on pottery. And I'm like, that kind of shit right there, where I can directly buy pottery from a small time creator who's making stuff out of their home. And then I can have their cool shit. The Nerd Forge, I've never even heard of them. Hang on. Now I'm gonna go look. Are they on TikTok, Dribrom, or on YouTube? Nerd Forge. Martina and Hansi. Oh, they make books? Book covers. Ooh, leather book covers. Ooh, alright, alright. Yeah, see, that's the kind of cool shit that I love that we get to have these days, and that's because of, being able to directly support creators. I was saying all that because thank you, Heinrich, and those of you who support as channel members and subscribers on Twitch and so on and so forth. Because, and on Patreon as well, because I still have a Patreon. I don't promote it that much anymore. Because I'm not actively creating, I'm not actively writing books anymore, but or games. But I think it's just really cool that we live in times where there's all these different creative people. I also follow a lot of people who do other things than what I do on TikTok. So like, there's a guy, Captain Mark, I think is his name. He's a cargo ship captain, and he does these long, like right now they're going from like Singapore to the Strait of Gibraltar, I think, and it's like 6 weeks at sea, and he does TikToks of the ship as he's captain. Like they're in the middle of a hurricane right now. And then I've got another guy who's like doing around the world sailing on like solo sailing on a boat. And then I've got some carpenters and woodworkers. I don't know. I think it's interesting to me because like I think a lot of other people when they're in gaming, they only watch other gaming creators, and I don't watch hardly anybody. Um, I watched a little bit of Cassis Plays, who's actually a channel member and a supporter. Um, I catch a lot of his shorts on TikTok. Um, Co Carnage, I'll catch a lot of his shorts. But I would say 95% of what I watch on TikTok at night when I'm laying in bed is like just people doing creative shit, because that's what like inspires me. And I've been blessed to have done some really creative stuff in my life. Like, um, on the subject of trolls by Renfail, I should write a book. So like I'm gonna show you guys something really quick. because I was talking to my wife about this last night. Hang on, I gotta pull up a website, and then we're gonna get back to the game. So something that I have done in the past is I used to be, oops. So this is my brother's website really quick. And what I want to point out is like, so like these family photos are not mine, but like that picture of my niece riding a horse, that's my photo. Um, that's my photo right there of my nephew riding a horse. That picture over there is my picture. That picture right there is my picture. That picture right there is my picture. That picture, those two pictures over there of my nephew winning medals at the rodeo and my niece winning medals at the rodeo, those are mine. This action shot of my niece doing mutton busting, that's my photo. These are all three of those are my photos. Like that picture of her on the horse over there riding, doing barrel racing, my nephew riding poles, like my nephew riding like action shot of my niece riding bulls. Like that's my niece. Like I used to be a professional photographer, right? And I used to do a lot of photography when Chris and I were in the travel space. Just travel photography, travel, we did all sorts of travel photography, gastronomy, five-star hotels, five-star restaurants. We did a lot of photography over the years. And that is something I don't miss doing that for a living, but I do miss the artistry. And that's something that when we're talking creative ventures and creative things, I always had great fun doing photography because there's moments like this shot right here of, I'm going to see if I can just open that in its own tab so that people on TikTok can see that as well. Like this as an action shot, like that's one of those shots that's like, it's not a one in a million shot, but it is a shot that you had to be there to experience it. You had to be focused on that moment. You have to know how to work the camera. You have to know lighting. You have to know all your camera settings. Like that is something that I think is really cool when you get into any sort of artistry, whether it's sculpting, painting, sketching. Game development is the same thing when you're building assets and writing. I've been blessed to have published a variety of books in fantasy and science fiction. Creativity, I wish more schools focused on creativity as opposed to learn how to do math and be a good slave to the system, because I just think that creative stuff should be celebrated way more. Anyway, got me on a sidetrack rambling rant this morning. Hector says, have I looked at Star Wars Genesis? No, but I'm going to Google it right now. Oh, it's the mod stuff for Starfield? Yeah, I won't ever. I mean, I've seen it, but I've seen screenshots of it and stuff. I won't ever use it. But it's super creative people doing super creative stuff in the mod space too. I know Bubbleoni is big in the mod space. All right. First hurricane, then rats to the sea. What next? Flying mud crabs.
Dominion inspectors. Headwoman Harani requested their aid to stop smugglers.
It does look good, yeah.
We're honest farmers with good customers. Our moon sugar is used to spice food, not to brew skooma. When the inspectors learn we can't protect our fields, we're finished.
Protect them from what?
Hairy, squirmy, squeaky little rats. They've infested the plantation since the storm. The inspectors will ask, if we can't protect our fields from those dung-dropping sugar eaters, how can we protect them from skooma brewing thieves?
What can I do to help?
Find out why Cindertail's Sench tigers roll on their backs instead of filling their bellies with rat. Does one expect to keep his job if the inspectors find vermin in our fields?
What will the inspectors do if they find rats?
At best, the inspectors will recommend our moon sugar be confiscated.
And at worst,
To the east, the plantation burns. Was it due to the inspector's recommendations? Who can say? Either way, Mistral will weep for our passing. With Laughing Moons gone, skooma will flow through the streets. When moon sugar runs dry, people turn to smugglers. With smugglers comes skooma. But the inspectors aren't from here. If we tell them, they will not listen.
Gray. I thought I'd played this game, but nope. I'm gonna have to change that. Dude, this would be a dangerous game to get into, Gray, because someone said yesterday they did the base game and one DLC, and they spent 400 hours doing the base game and one DLC. 400 hours of content. And yeah, there's a lot of DLCs. I mean, I was looking at this going, this could easily become my filler game for like 2026 because I didn't do a filler game this year. 2025, I did not do a filler game. 2024, I had a filler game, which was World of Warcraft. I hadn't played World of Warcraft with any serious intent ever, so I did a 1 year subscription. I played through all of Dragonflight, I played through all of War Within, and it was like 1 year of World of Warcraft. Like that was the game I played in between all the other releases. I played World of Warcraft. I didn't do that this year. This year was the first year in a very long time where I didn't have an MMO that was like filling in between everything. Um, I'm looking at this right now going, because I know Fallout 76, we're going to be doing that deep dive, but I already know from having had multiple conversations that there's probably only about 100 hours of like really storyline. A lot of it is just like events and stuff. Whereas this game has hundreds of hours of fully voiced cinematic quest lines and regions that have been laid out over the year. I mean, this game's been out for 9 or 10 years now. And I'm looking at this going, I could totally do an Elder Scrolls Online deep dive in 2026 and just have this as the game that I play for the whole year in between all the other major releases. And it gets enough traffic, I think that it would be financially viable as well to, be putting out beginners guides and streams and all the other stuff too. I'm seriously considering it. Um, we'll see how it goes. But I had a lot of fun last night, and because I've already seen and done everything in Lord of the Rings Online and Star Wars: The Republic, and I've seen and done everything in New World Eternum. I have fun in New World Eternum, but I've already seen and done it all. The alt I've been playing was just for funsies and to create some newbie guides, whereas this is like all stuff I haven't seen. Like I played the base game years ago, and I played Morrowind, and I think a little bit of Somerset when it came out, but I really haven't ever played this game. I've dipped my toes in like 3 different times. Dribram says ESO is the most popular MMO on PlayStation. Interesting. I am on the PlayStation.
Find out why Cindertail's Sench Tigers.
Okay. The only thing that's weird to me is like not having like I was just saying like Starfield and Oblivion, all the other games they use the top button to jump, and this button you're actually using X to jump. It feels really weird having played all these other Bethesda games where the jump button is different. We'll take that. That's good for something later. All right, let's go finish this quest over here if I can. I don't want to get sidetracked too much. Somebody said earlier, I missed where it went in chat. Let me scroll up. Oh, Hector said, I liked this game, but it didn't feel like Elder Scrolls. That was when I first played it at launch, I think that was my initial sort of like reaction was like, and I think it's because I
Knowledge is power.
had just come off of playing some other stuff, and I was like, it didn't quite feel it. It felt like
At last, this book had best be
I don't want to
worth the
say a
price.
watered down version, but I just wanted, it felt different, and I wasn't comfortable with what it offered
What?
at the time,
What is
which is
that?
why I never really went deep into it. I was like, it doesn't quite
Wait!
feel,
I only wanted to make
but
something beautiful.
I think over time they've grown it and it's found its own identity, um, which I think is cool. Anakin asks, what is a filler game? Something you play in between other games. So I generally spend most of my year focusing on new releases. As an example, in about 6 hours, we're going to be playing Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And then later this week, we're going to be playing Outer Worlds 2 on Friday. So I mostly stick to new releases, but in between, sometimes there's a gap. Sometimes I have a week or two where there's no new releases, and I'm not, what do I play in between the new releases? That's a filler game. And so in the past, I've usually played MMOs as filler games because they offer a place where you can spend, hundreds of hours of time. Skeever. What is this?
Revelations await.
Last 5 expansions for this have been top notch, says John Coons. Nice. Yeah, Hector. I'm expecting quite a bit of trolliness around vampires. Unfortunately.
Finally, Beza Joe will find